Hey, so back to the twin flame. This one, just gonna be about like connecting with your twin flame, and I kind of explained it in the last one, but I just wanted to make a separate video just because people and there might be some other stuff that comes up. But yeah, like I said, they're really for your highest growth. So um, that's the energy that you want to be asking for when you're trying to connect with them is like, I want to grow spiritually as much as I possibly can. And I want to explore that with somebody and connect with that twin flame energy. And another reason why I think I connected with him is that, like I talked about in the last one, how it was like a philosophical experiment and stuff. And I wanted to grow as a person, but it's also music. And I've known that music is going to be a part of my life in a big way. I've I've had so many signs over the years, like I need to be producing, I need to be doing this stuff, and I go to bed sometimes and I'll hear melodies or I'll hear songs in my head that aren't songs yet. And I actually had a dream. The reason why I started playing the saxophone is I had a dream. I was I think it was in like a UFO or a spaceship or something, because it was like this big oval room, and there was like this seamless oval room, and it was blue. It was like glowing blue, and they handed me this thing that looked like a saxophone, but instead of like bending outwards like a saxophone horn does, it was bending inwards, and it was like super smooth, and it kind of looked like the finger holes looked like a flute, where they weren't like pads, they were just like fingers, and it was this instrument that bent in, and they handed it to me and they were like, play it. And then I started playing it and I sounded horrible, and they were just like, oh. But after that I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to play the saxophone. And that was like a couple years ago probably. And yeah, now I'm starting to play. But what I was getting at is that he's very musically inclined too, and I see I can see like flashes and glimpses of the future, or like possible futures, possible timelines, and how his musical ability really lines up with mine too. And that's another part of like why I was talking about how he's such a motivator for me to grow as a person in the last video, is because I needed to get into music. He's been even more motivating for me to do that, because I can see like he's a really good singer, and I could see us like up on stage together. And then yeah, and he also plays the violin too, which is really cool. So yeah, yeah, manifesting them. I think probably if you probably need to go through some sort of growth periods before you can connect with them too. Like I know I've gone through um, different spiritual quests and spiritual journeys, and uh, they've all been for growth, and and I think you really have to be comfortable with doing some things that are outside of the norm. Like I just left. I've gone a couple, or like a few spirit journeys where I just leave, and like when I went to Japan, I sold pretty much everything that I owned to do it. And yeah, when you're on that type of level of like lusting for for knowledge and learning, and I, again, going back to Odin, like Odin gives his right eye to seek knowledge and to seek truth, and I think that burning desire is what really creates that pathway, and that ability for or not ability, but it creates that universe or whatever, that timeline where you're able to connect with your twin flame. And yeah, so thanks, guys. There's probably gonna be more coming. I should probably write it down next time, but all right, I'll see you.